The Bybit hack. $1.5 billion stolen with a single click. What if the biggest threat to your money isn't a market crash, a bank failure, or inflation, but a single click of your mouse? In February 2025, North Korean hackers stole more money in 82 minutes than the 10 largest bank robberies in history combined, all because someone approved what looked like a routine transaction. Behind this historic $1.5 billion heist stands a shadowy team that never touched a keyboard in Bybit's office or broke into their systems. Instead, they exploited something far more vulnerable: human trust. As financial markets reeled from the news, investigators uncovered a disturbing truth. We reveal the invisible psychological trap that cost billions, trace stolen crypto's transformation into weapons of war, and show how this disaster may have secured cryptocurrency's future. February 21st, 2025 began as a normal day at cryptocurrency exchange Bybit. At 14:15 UTC, a routine transfer of $7 million from cold storage was scheduled, standard procedure for meeting daily customer withdrawal requests. 4 executives located in different countries prepared to approve this multi-signature transfer, a process they'd completed hundreds of times before. None of them realized they were about to make history for all the wrong reasons. No alarms would sound, no security alerts would trigger, and in less than 2 hours, more digital value would vanish than in any theft in human history. How could a company with state-of-the-art security, multiple safeguards, and experienced executives lose so much so quickly? The answer reveals a vulnerability that exists in virtually every organization on Earth, including yours. 3 weeks earlier, a software developer at Safe Wallet, the company providing Bybit's transaction security system, received a message on GitHub. Another developer needed help with a financial project and shared a Docker container for troubleshooting. It seemed innocent enough. Professionals help each other every day. By downloading this file, he unknowingly planted the seeds of disaster. This wasn't random. The North Korean Lazarus Group had studied Bybit for months, mapping out their security architecture and identifying the perfect access point. Within 24 hours of the download, they had compromised SafeWallet's AWS repository and injected invisible code that would later execute their master plan. The genius of their attack? When Bybit executives looked at their screens on February 21st, they saw exactly what they expected: a $7 million transfer to their hot wallet. But behind the scenes, the malicious code changed a single parameter from 0 to 1, transforming a routine transfer into a complete wallet takeover. The digital signatures that should have protected Bybit became the very tools that authorized the theft. By 14:16 UTC, over 401,000 ETH, worth $1.5 billion, was flowing to 51 separate wallets controlled by the hackers. By the time anyone realized what happened, the money was already being laundered through mixing services designed to make cryptocurrency untraceable. This wasn't just a financial crime, it was an act of state-sponsored warfare. U.S. intelligence agencies have confirmed that these funds directly finance North Korea's missile program and nuclear weapons development. The same regime threatening global security is now using stolen cryptocurrency to fund its ambitions. But the most chilling aspect isn't what happened to Bybit, it's what this attack reveals about our digital financial future. Every system requiring approval signatures, banking apps, investment platforms, payment processors, potentially shares the same fundamental vulnerability: the gap between what humans see and what machines execute. In our next segment, we'll explore the astonishing aftermath that no one predicted, how a disaster of this magnitude triggered a response that may have actually strengthened the cryptocurrency ecosystem while exposing critical weaknesses we all need to address. The world's financial intelligence network sprang into action within minutes of discovering the theft. Blockchain analytics firms like Chainalysis and TRM Labs immediately tagged every stolen token, creating a digital fingerprint impossible to erase. Despite controlling $1.5 billion on paper, the North Korean hackers faced an unprecedented problem. They had stolen money too big to spend. As exchanges worldwide implemented the digital equivalent of border checkpoints, the hackers watched their billion-dollar score transform into toxic assets. Despite sophisticated laundering attempts across 51 wallets, they've only successfully cashed out approximately $75 million, just 5% of their haul. The remaining $1.425 billion sits in digital limbo, permanently marked as stolen property. While investigators tracked stolen funds, something remarkable happened at Bybit itself. Unlike traditional bank runs that collapse institutions, this crypto exchange processed over 350,000 withdrawal requests within 10 hours. A stress test few financial systems could survive. Not a single legitimate customer lost money. Even more surprising was the competitive response. In an industry known for cutthroat rivalry, exchanges like Binance and Bitget donated $170 million to help stabilize their competitor. This unprecedented solidarity revealed a maturing ecosystem where collective security trumped individual advantage, essentially creating a digital immune system against future attacks. The most consequential outcome, however, extends far beyond cryptocurrency markets. For the first time, intelligence agencies have established a direct forensic link between specific crypto thefts and North Korean weapons tests. Blockchain analysis confirmed that proceeds from the Bybit hack funded 12 missile launches in March 2025 alone. This connection has triggered a fundamental reassessment of cryptocurrency security as a matter of national security. As regulators worldwide draft new frameworks in response, the question becomes, will these changes protect or restrict your financial freedom? The answers lie in understanding the three critical lessons revealed next. The behavioral blind spot. The most dangerous vulnerability exposed by the Bybit hack wasn't in the blockchain or even the software. It was in human psychology. We call it expectation bias, and you likely experience it every day without realizing it. When you check your email, do you carefully examine the sender's address character by character? When you approve a bank transfer, do you verify every digit of the routing number? Most people don't, because our brains naturally confirm what we expect to see, rather than what's actually there. The Bybit executives saw a routine $7 million transfer, exactly what they expected, and their brains filled in the rest without scrutinizing the details. This blind spot creates a particular vulnerability called authorization fatigue. After performing the same security check dozens or hundreds of times without incident, your vigilance naturally declines. FBI behavioral analysts discovered Bybit typically conducted hot wallet transfers every Tuesday at approximately the same time, a pattern the hackers exploited to strike when guards were at their lowest. You're vulnerable to the same attack pattern whenever you establish predictable financial routines. The moment any security process becomes habitual is precisely when it becomes exploitable. Ask yourself, what financial actions have you performed so many times that you no longer give them your full attention? The systemic vulnerability. Modern cybersecurity teaches us to build multiple layers of protection, what experts call defense in depth. Yet the Bybit hack revealed a critical flaw in this approach. Interconnected weak points can create a path of least resistance that bypasses all your strongest defenses. Forensic analysis revealed three seemingly minor vulnerabilities that, when combined, created catastrophic failure. First, Safe or Null Wallet's user interface showed transaction amounts and addresses but concealed critical smart contract parameters, the digital equivalent of reading a contract's dollar amount while skipping the fine print. Second, Bybit's approval workflow lacked parameter verification redundancy. No secondary system confirmed what was actually being signed versus what appeared on screen. Third, their hardware security devices couldn't display complex transaction data, forcing executives to blind sign portions of each transfer, a practice now banned at major exchanges. None of these weaknesses alone would have enabled a billion-dollar theft. Together, they created what security experts call a critical path vulnerability, like a series of small cracks that combine to shatter an entire dam. This pattern appears everywhere in digital finance. The strongest vault door means nothing if attackers can simply walk through an unguarded side entrance. The crucial question isn't how strong your strongest security measure is, but whether you've identified all the places where smaller vulnerabilities connect. The resilience revolution. The most profound lesson from the Bybit hack wasn't about failure. It was about recovery. In the aftermath, the cryptocurrency industry implemented three transformative changes that are reshaping digital security. First, major exchanges now enforce mandatory cooling periods for large transactions, time buffers between approval and execution that allow both automated and human verification. This simple waiting period would have prevented the entire Bybit disaster, as anomaly detection systems would have flagged the parameter change before execution. Second, financial platforms are abandoning trust by default for zero-trust architecture, systems designed with the assumption that every interaction could be compromised. In practice, this means your bank or investment app might soon require you to verify transactions through multiple distinct channels before processing them. Third, and most revolutionary, is the shift from protecting systems to training people. Leading financial organizations now regularly conduct simulated phishing and social engineering tests, transforming security from a technical problem into a human skill that improves with practice. You can apply these same principles to protect your digital assets. Before confirming any significant transaction, implement your own cooling period. Wait 10 minutes, then verify details again. Use separate devices for transaction approval and verification. And most importantly, practice questioning the expected, especially when it comes to routine financial activities. The ultimate protection isn't technological, it's psychological. When you change how you think about security, you change what attackers can exploit. The Bybit hack changed cryptocurrency forever, not by breaking the technology, but by transforming how we interact with it. The conclusion. The Bybit hack represents both a warning and an opportunity. A warning that our digital financial system contains vulnerabilities we're only beginning to understand, but also an opportunity to build something more resilient than what came before. Whether you hold cryptocurrency or use traditional banking, the lessons from this historic theft apply to everyone navigating our increasingly digital financial world. The next time you approve a transaction, remember, that single click carries more power and potentially more risk than you might realize. That was it for this episode. Hope you liked the content. Hit subscribe, tap that notification bell, and leave a comment below telling us which financial crime case you want us to break down next. Because remember, in the world of financial crime, what you don't know can hurt you. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.